this is my review on the movie called Superman the Movie. And Superman 2 and Superman 3 to Superman 4 Quest for Peace, the final installment of the Superman's movies franchise, with Christopher Reeve's final performance as Superman. I give them all four Superman movies a solid 10 out of 10. From Superman 1 to Superman 4. Quest for Peace gets a 10 out of 10. These are well-constructed, well-written comedies, masterpieces of their own for comedies. These are great. These movies are trying to clearly be a comedy, trying to be more comedic than serious. Unlike Man of Steel, with the Snyder movies, which just take on the world of Superman that Superman interacts with. It is supposed to be more. This one's is like the way he interacts is very comedic and Three Stooges like, and lighthearted version of a Three Stooges skit. It feels at times, and what you get is something unique. You get the world of Richard Donner's Superman movies that he made. Well, all of the plots probably bare bone idiotic. From the first one to the fourth one, the way I see it. But it has such charm in its madness. And its comedic charm. And it's like because it was great comedic timing. I mean, not comedic charm, with great comedic timing, is what I meant to say. That's why I give Superman the movie and Superman 2 and Superman 3 and Superman 4 the Quest for Peace a solid 10 out of 10. And I give the special edition of Superman the movie a 10 out of 10 also with sad addition scenes. That makes the film a little more noticeable, longer, and still fun to watch. Fun things to see out play on the big screen that you didn't see in the theatrical cut. You get to see in the special edition. I give that a 10 out of 10 on its own. And I give Superman the movie the 3-hour cut. That's the extended edition. The extended cut, I think it's called. Superman the movie extended cut, I believe it's called. It's like the one that's 3 hours long. Original was going that. I want to say for a separate video, I think. Because don't think I've seen it yet, the extended cut. Unlike the special. But I've seen the special edition of Superman the movie and the theatrical cut. And I am going to review And I give Superman 2, the Richard Donner cut, a solid 10 out of 10. Lois got kind of annoying in the Richard Donner cut. I don't know why, but probably because she threw herself off window of Richard Donner cut. And to try to get Superman to reveal his identity. Didn't work. But she didn't die, she just didn't work. Superman found a way to save her without revealing his identity to her. And Richard Donner cut. So she figured she doesn't work. It works the second time when she uses the empty gun on Superman, and just scares him, just to scare him and fuck with him. And Superman didn't know that the gun it wasn't real, like the gun wasn't actually loaded. Was real bullets, so he revealed himself, and he didn't know until Lois pointed out that he got duped in the Richard Donner cut. In the theatrical cut, how Superman gets revealed by how Superman and Lois finds out that Superman and Clark's the same person, and the theatrical is a little different and less stupid. Well, for one, she doesn't try to she doesn't throw herself out of a building and the first time trying to get Superman's identity. She just throws herself over the edge into the water. And it flying to the into water, and Superman has to save her as Clark Kent without revealing himself. And so it works. That's how it plays out in the theatrical cut. And the first time. And then one thing leads to another. Superman ends up tripping and his glasses fall and reveals himself to Lois. And that's how it plays out in the theatrical cut versus the Richard Donner cut of Superman revealing himself to Lois. Excuse me. However, I prefer the Richard Donner cut more than the theatrical cut. Aside from one problem I have with the Richard Donner cut, Richard Donner cut is more, I thought was better. I thought the story with Superman and Clark was more better. I thought the whole story was better handled in the Richard Donner cut versus the theatrical cut for Superman 2, the movie, with Christopher Reeve as Superman. This is why I give the Richard Donner cut Superman 2 a 10 out of 10. I've become obsessed with this movie, the Richard Donner cut. I love all these Superman movies with Christopher Reeves. I give all sequels, including the original that started off, honest to God, even the special editions that they came up with for the sequels and the original one. I give all of those a 10 out of 10. And I expect the extended cut that's 3 hours long as Superman the movie's going to be really good and funny. Like these ones were. I give these a 10 out of 10. They're as funny as James Gunn's Guardians of the Galaxy movies, I think. And as funny as James Gunn's Scooby-Doo movies. So Scooby-Doo 1 called Scooby-Doo is just from 2002. The other one's called Scooby-Doo 2 on Monsters Unleashed. I forgot what year that came out, but that was pretty good too, funny. That's why I give Superman movies, all four Superman movies, a 10 out of 10. A 10 out of 10. That's how much I love these movies. I give all of them a 10 out of 10. I don't know which one's my favorite. I just know I love all of them. Even the fourth one and 3 and 2 and it's just all pretty good and funny. Written films, comedies. Fun comedies, they are friendly, fun kid comedies. For the Superman movies are that great. The best kind of comedy I think is the kind of comedy where not everything, has to be a joke and have some serious moments, like with Superman the movie, when he was not dealing with the loss of his Lois in the third act because he couldn't save her. Until he decides to break one of the rules his father forbid him to interfering with human. Until his father, he breaks one of his father's rules, I guess. That was told by his father. So he rewinds time, saves Lois, suffers no consequences, does the impossible, and gets his happy ending. God damn it! Until Superman 2, which is revealed if you watch after through the entire end credits of Superman the movie with Christopher Reeves, you realize that Christopher Reeves Superman will return in Superman 2. And I realize, huh. So even back then, they were sequel begging. And setting up for sequels for comic book movies, even back then. It's kind of funny because you expect something like Iron Man 1, or every Marvel movie outside of Iron Man 1 that came in place after Iron Man 1, except for Avengers Endgame. It had like something at the end, something at the end to advertise the next project. And for Christopher Reeves, it was Superman 2. And I really like the Superman movies franchise. I give them all 10 out of 10s. I'm going to review Superman Returns in the next time I make a Superman review on a movie. I'm going to review because I don't think I can fit this. Like, I think if I review the title, I think if I review Superman the movie, I'm going to fit in the title. So I don't think I see if Superman Returns in the title. And how I want to title the title of my videos now. So. But I think I got a good idea. I'm going to review Superman Returns. I give this a 10 out of 10. Superman Returns is the finale to the Christopher Reeve franchise era. But instead of my only thing, it doesn't feel like a full love letter to Christopher Reeve's Superman franchise. Because the costume is, it looks more like it's, the muted colors are, the colors I noticed are more muted than Christopher Reeve's colors, and it doesn't look, it's not right for Christopher Reeve's world, because it's supposed to be Christopher Reeve's Superman, and I didn't appreciate, like, this redesign on the wardrobe where everything has an S. Seriously, I thought this was the worst I'm just going to say it. I think Brendan Routh's Christopher Reeve Superman costume is simply the fucking weirdest and the worst design ever for a Superman costume to this day. Even for the James Gunn one everyone hates coming up. Because I am sorry, I think it's, if you look at, I mean, did anybody know that everything this Superman design of his costumes covered in S, the entire costume's covered in S's? Like the material, I noticed, like there's a, like the move, like if you pay attention to the details of the costume, you notice that the fabric, how it's stitched in S logos. And you know how like there's the S on the chest, the Superman logo? Well, there's smaller S's on that S, I noticed, stitched into that Superman logo. For Superman the Returns costume. I feel like the Superman might be a tad bit obsessed with himself. That's what comes across with his wardrobe design. Oh, and another thing the another thing that does is, that does a major overhaul, course different change in terms of tone, is why another reason why it doesn't feel like a love letter to Christopher Reeve and a fuller continuation to Christopher Reeve's story. Because this movie feels too fucking serious to be a Christopher Reeve interpretation of Superman, okay? This world that Superman's in feels like is no longer, the characters are no longer comedic. The characters are more like something from Superman the animated series written out of. But it's taken to it's treated like it's a, and stuff, and it's a really it's a really strange tone of this movie, Superman Returns. It's not a comedy like the first four Superman movies, while amid like I think this, I mean, it's kind of like it takes its it turns it into a drama, the whole tone of the movie. I think that's probably why I think that's probably my biggest problem with it. It doesn't feel like a comedy like the and it doesn't feel like a continuation of Christopher Reeve Superman boldly a full of love or a continuation and dedication to that's adaptation and continuation of Christopher Reeve Superman like this is supposed to be. Because this was marketed as like this was going to be like the Superman 5 movie that was supposed to star Christopher Reeve, but sadly passed away by 2005 and was paralyzed by the time he. Oh wait, no, wait, when did he die? I forget. Like he was either old or paralyzed and too old to play Superman in 2005 by then. Anyway, so the point is, I think the biggest problem of this movie is that it takes itself and turns it into a drama. It takes the colorful, campy, comedic approach that Christopher Reeve world took, which is world building, where Superman's the only serious character, and that's stoic and smart and competent and allowed to be all those things all the time consistently, where every other character's a bumbling buffoon, even Lois Lane. By the time Superman 2 comes, if you see the theatrical, if you count the theatrical cut, not the Richard Donner cut, the theatrical cut. She got annoying as a bumbling. You realize she's like no more annoying and less annoying than Luthor's fat his fat henchman in the Superman movies, played by Gene Hackman, I think his name is. Now, does this make Superman Returns a bad movie? Not necessarily. It's more of a Superman movie that's better as its own thing than a Superman movie that feels like a continuation that's a satisfying conclusion of Christopher Reeve's run. But it doesn't feel that way. It feels like it's better. It feels like a. I mean, I guess it doesn't quite feel that like that well. Put together in that light when you're looking for that in that light, if you're expecting something like the comedic take of Christopher Reeve's world. No, it is not. This is written, taking inspiration more like, I guess, like Superman the Animated Series from 1996, I think, with Tim Daly as Superman voice, as Tim Daly, and did Kevin Costner and he did crossovers with Kevin Costner's Batman from Batman the Animated Series sometimes. That's what Superman Returns feels like. It feels more like that kind of a Superman movie. Okay? And that's why I give Superman Returns a solid 10 out of 10. Why this is my favorite Superman movie of all time in live action. from I th- from the 2000s, I think. Next to Man of Steel, I think. Oh, I'm not sure which Superman movie I like more. Man of Steel or Superman Returns. But I think Christopher Reeve's Superman movies are better. Probably as a standalone, for standalone Superman movies. And I think, I'm not really sure, I kind of flip-flop back and forth with this. The point is, though, Superman's awesome. All the Superman movies are awesome. I give them all 10 out of 10s. And Superman Returns is awesome. I'm going to finish this up before I get any more sidetracked. Superman Returns and Superman, the movie, to Superman 4, Quest for Peace, and everything in between, all get a solid 10 out of 10. These movies I approve on. Okay? It's getting late. I noticed. It's getting dark out. Where I am from now. I'm going to enjoy this sun getting dark. Okay, goodbye. Before I go, I want you to